Now let's follow the path of refrigerant through each vital component of the refrigeration system, to identify its basic function. We will go much more in depth in later chapters, but first, let's get familiar with the basics. First, you need to understand why refrigerant works as it does. Refrigerant is able to cool a space because it is like a sponge for heat. It absorbs heat from one place, cooling it off. It must then release the heat into another space. Almost all the refrigeration effect that happens in the evaporator happens as the refrigerant boils. Much more heat is absorbed in refrigerant as it boils off than is absorbed before or after it is boiled. Manufacturers can design units small enough for homes and businesses due to the refrigerant's ability to remove a tremendous amount of heat from a small area. By the end of the evaporator tubing, the refrigerant is fully saturated with latent heat, unable to absorb any more. If the vapor gains any more heat, it is sensible heat, meaning that you will be able to measure a temperature increase beyond the boiling temperature. Then the heat-laden refrigerant enters the compressor, which you can think of as the heart of the system. Like a heart, the compressor pumps the refrigerant around the system. It also reduces the pressure on the low-pressure side, the evaporator, and raises the high-pressure side. The pressure difference makes the refrigerant flow from the low to high side. The compressor keeps the refrigerant circulating, and its next destination is the condenser. At this point, the refrigerant is full of absorbed heat, and the condenser's job is to make the refrigerant give up the heat to the cooler ambient air. As the refrigerant gives up heat in the condenser, it cools back into liquid form. This liquid refrigerant flows through the liquid line to the refrigerant metering device. The metering device controls the amount and rate of liquid flowing into the evaporator. Now that we know the basic components of the system, let's look at how the components of the system are connected.